Today we're looking ahead to the next graphic novel created by Chris Grine. So we've got the first two out already, which are these two, The Invasion and The Visitor. If you know your Animorphs books, you know that those are the first two. We've got The Encounter coming up, and it's going to be released on October the 3rd. And you can pre-order it now. So if you go onto Amazon, you can put the money down now and you'll get it probably on or around October the 4th. So they're a little while off yet, but it's good to know that it is definitely on the way and we can put our money down and we're going to have it in our greasy little mitts. There is a book cover. So far, that's the cover of the first one with the kids standing on the hill. And then you've got Rachel in front of what I presume to be Demon Rachel, a subtle Demon Rachel, in the background of that one. This one, I'll flash it on the screen now, you'll see is Tobias with his long blonde hair falling into the eye of the hawk. And in fact, Pebble's sitting over there, so I'm going to bring it up to the screen so she can give her initial opinions in real time. Have you seen it yet? No. Okay, so we're going to get a real-time opinion from Pebble. Just give me a sec. What's your opinion on that, my dear?
The fuck?
Sorry. What do you mean, the fuck?
It looks weird. It looks like he's falling into a hole.
It looks like he's falling into a hole.
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't know? You're not a fan of it?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, so that's Pebble's opinion. My opinion, I looked at it and I thought, I think it is the weakest one. I think it is the weakest one personally. I don't dislike it. Which one would I say is the best? I actually do really like The Visitor, the cover of The Visitor. This one, I quite like the colour scheme. Obviously you've got the hawk eye in the background. People have always talked about the character design, and Tobias is probably the most controversial of the bunch. Here he looks like he's turning Super Saiyan. You know, he's got the golden hair sort of spiked up and he's going to do a Kamehameha wave on us in a minute. But yeah, I like the idea of it. It's not overly clever, but it's Tobias falling into the eye of the hawk, slowly being swallowed by the hawk mind. And that suits the book, I think, very well. So in that sense, I think it's a perfectly suitable book cover. Of course, it's not going to be to everybody's taste, as first viewer, real time, your initial thought was, the fuck? And you're not looking at it very impressed. No. But I'm obviously of a better opinion of it than my fiancé, who is also an Animorphs fan, by the way. And yeah, I sort of looking forward to it. What do we expect with The Encounter? Right, we know for a fact that Chris Grine is doing the first 6 books, minimum. He is contracted in to do books 1 through 6. This one, I believe, will be the most difficult one for him and for us, okay? So let's look at the other books. The Invasion. It's got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff for him to play with. He did a really good job on that. I think he did a really good job on The Visitor. Sorry, my cat's just... Oh. Hey, Tiggles. Hi, Tiggles. Little 15-year-old cat that we rescued. And he's now living with us. He's a good boy. And he's just come out from behind the curtains. Right, where was I? Yeah, I think he did a really good job with The Visitor. Not much happens in that book, but there's still a lot of real-world stuff going on. Book 4, I think, is going to be probably the highlight, actually, because not only will we get acts introduced in the series, there's an awful lot going on. They're going out to sea, so it's going to give him a whole new environment to go into. And also, he's going to be able to draw the inside of an Andalite dome ship, where we will see how he interprets the Andalite flora and the way they live. And I think that's going to be very interesting. Book 5, they're going to go into the Yerk mothership. And that's going to be a good thing for him to crack on with. Book 6 will be very interesting. Considering that it was one of the better episodes of the TV show, goes to show that it can work in different mediums, and considering how bad the TV show was, the fact that they did the capture nearly justice. I think Chris Grine's he's going to do well with book 6. He's going to find decent ways to do this. So, book 3, on the other hand, what is book 3? It's largely Tobias moping in his own head, thinking about things. Now, he's released some pictures from this book, and I'm sure he'll impress us all with how he does it. But is this type of this graphic novel thing a good medium for a book like The Encounter, where it is Tobias in emo mode throughout? We'll get a ship near the end, but there's the trout bit where they're by the lake. It's probably, I think it's going to be the weakest of the 6 books that we've got scheduled in. And that's not anything against Chris Grine, that is the subject matter. Not only is there not much visual stuff going on of interest, at least as much as the other books that surround it, but also I think it's got the weakest plot of the first 6 books. I think it is the weakest of those first 6 books. So I think this will be the low point of the 6 scheduled so far Chris Grine books. Not that I'm not going to pre-order it, not that I'm going to look forward to having it in my hands, not that I will not enjoy it when I get it, because if the first 2 books go by, I will enjoy them and I will display them proudly in my Animorphs collection. I'm just saying I think this will be the weakest of the 6. If you disagree with me, please tell me. I could be pleasantly surprised. He could find a way to turn Tobias into this really interesting character, but he is my least favourite character. I've gone over this a couple of times now, and I did the character's rank, and he was by far and away the least liked from my perspective. So, whatever comes of it, we shall wait to see. I've got my predictions in there, but I'm still looking forward to it. It's available to pre-order now. What are your thoughts going into this one? What do you think of the book cover? And do you prefer it against the other ones? Do you think the other ones are better? How do you feel about it? So thank you very much for watching. I shall keep you updated with Animorphs news when and where I get it. Thank you to GeekTruth64 for making me aware that this new cover was coming out. And I shall see you next time. Ta-ra.